Philadelphia. It is good to be here. Thank you. Oh, I'm happy to be here. I want to say thank you to your Senator Bob Casey for his friendship, his good heart, and his leadership. Thank you, Bob. It is good to be back at Penn. It is really good to be back at Penn. You know, I used to teach here at Penn. It's true. And my husband taught here at Penn. My daughter Amelia went to Penn. My son-in-law, Sushil, went to Penn. Our dog Otis used to chase tennis balls right here. Actually, I got the wrong golden retriever. It was Trover back then. So anyway, they don't last forever. But I couldn't have picked a better place than coming here to Philadelphia to say, I'm with Hillary and I'm with Katie. This is the place. Yes. Yes. You know, I am here today for two tough, smart women with Pennsylvania roots and Pennsylvania values. Hillary and Katie. That's what we're going to make happen here. You bet. You bet. Two smart, tough women who fight for women, who fight for kids, who fight for a healthy planet, who fight for a future for all of us. That's who these women are. Two tough, smart women who have dedicated their lives to trying to build opportunities, to build a future, not just for the privileged few, but for everyone in this country. That's what this is about. Now, I'm here for another reason, too, because this is personal for me. I really do mean that. I always wanted to be a teacher, and I mean always. I used to line up my dolls and hold school. It was tough being one of my dolls, you know? But that dream was completely out of reach for a kid like me. My daddy worked a lot of different jobs. He ended up as a maintenance man. My mom worked a minimum wage job. And they loved me with everything they had. But there was simply no money for college. So, how did I end up as a college professor? And the answer is a commuter college that cost $50 a semester. Yeah. That was my shot at a college education, and I grabbed it and I hung on for dear life. And it opened a million doors for me. That's opportunity in America. Now, when I talk about paying $50 a semester for college tuition, a lot of people laugh, but I want you to think about that's what it meant to grow up in an America that invested in kids, an America that was building opportunity. Now, a generation ago, 2 generations ago, America doubled down on education with a GI Bill, with NDEA loans, with federal aid to education, all because we believed that education would expand opportunities, not just for rich kids, but for all our kids. We invested and it worked. We grew this economy, and more Americans made it into the middle class. We did that together. We did it, but we didn't hang on to it. It all began to change in the 1980s, and now this country has moved in a different direction. Instead of expanding opportunity, our government now works just for those at the top. You know, today the cost of college is through the roof. Anyone in here kind of recognize that, right? And that's true everywhere you go. It's true in state schools, it's true in private schools. The cost of college is through the roof. But at the same time, everyone will tell you, you got to get that college diploma if you're going to have a chance, even a shot at your place in the middle class. Today, 70% of college grads have to borrow money to make it through. Total student loan debt in America today is $1.3 trillion. It has grown by more than $100 billion in just the last year. That's the path we're on right now. These loans are everywhere. In fact, I just want to ask you, hold your hand up. If you've got a student loan, someone in your family's got a student loan, somebody you love has a student loan, yeah, look around. This is what it means. Student loans are everywhere. And now comes the part that is obscene. The interest rate on these student loans make billions and billions of dollars in profits for the United States government. Profits, billions of dollars off the backs of people who have to borrow money to try to get an education. That is not right, and that is why we are here today. That's right. That's right. So I want to tell you a story about trying to do something about that. I got together with a bunch of Democrats in the Senate, including your very own Bob Casey, and we proposed a bill to refinance student loan debt, just to cut the interest rates down where the government wouldn't be making a profit, try to squeeze the profits out of the system. Now look, today you can refinance your mortgage, you can refinance your car, but you can't refinance your student loans. So in 2014, Bob and I and a lot of our fellow Democrats set out to change that, right? Right way to go, Bob. And you think things in Washington wouldn't make a difference. I just want to point out, if that law had passed, 1.2 million people living right here in Pennsylvania would have had the chance to refinance their loans. Borrowers, some of you, would have already saved hundreds, even thousands of dollars. But it didn't happen. So the question is, why not? We came so close. We had every single Democrat, we had both independents, and we even picked up 3 Republicans. We were exactly 2 votes short of being able to get this through the Senate. Well, why didn't it happen? One of the reasons is because your Senator Pat Toomey voted against the bill to refinance student loans. Yep. But here's the really bad part of that. Why did he vote against students? Why would you vote to keep squeezing students to make profits for the United States government? Well, because to make up the profits that would be lost if the student loan program brought down its interest rates, millionaires and billionaires would have to pay a little bit more in taxes. And for people like Pat Toomey, that killed it. That's your senator, and that's the GOP philosophy, sort of in a nutshell. It's more important to protect tax loopholes for the rich and the powerful who've already made it big than it is to build opportunities for everyone else. You know how I think of their philosophy? It's just basically, I got mine, rest of you are on your own. Yep. The game is rigged, and the Republicans rigged it. And that is why Katie McGinney and Hillary Clinton and I are going to work to unrig it. That's what this is about. We're fighting back. We're fighting back. We're fighting back, and I got to tell you one of the things we're fighting against. Let's just talk about him for a minute. The large orange elephant in the room. And to do this, I mean, talk about, you can't decide where to start, when you're talking about Donald Trump. But since we're here, and since this is what we've been talking about right now, how you build opportunity, I am just going to stick with education and what Donald Trump has told us and what he has done about education. So, Trump ran his own scam of a university to trick people into turning over their life savings to him. And when he got called out by his own employees and sued by his victims, what did Trump do? Did Mr. Tough Guy stand up and take his licks? No. Did he offer people their money back? No way. No. He whined and he carried on, he sniveled, and then he had a brilliant idea. Attack the judge who is presiding in the lawsuit because the judge's parents came here from Mexico. That's a Trump move. Now, Trump had one other move to deal with his so-called university, and that was when the complaints started piling up and law enforcement started closing in on him. The Trump Foundation made an illegal $25,000 campaign contribution to the Florida Attorney General to make the investigation go away. And that worked so well, he made a big contribution to the Texas Republican Attorney General when Texas conveniently dropped their Trump U investigation. So here's how I look at this. What kind of a man cheats students like this? What kind of a man attacks a respected judge because his parents came from Mexico? What kind of a man breaks the law to make illegal contributions to make his fraud investigations go away? Well, I'll tell you what kind of a man. A small, insecure money grubber who will never be president of the United States. Yes, that's who this is. You bet. Yes. Yep. That's right. That's right. You bet. So, through all of this, where has your big, brave Senator Pat Toomey been? Well, he's trying to hide out. He's trying to duck and weave. But despite everything that Donald Trump says, Pat Toomey still won't say that he won't vote for him. So I have a question. How much more does Pat Toomey have to hear from Donald Trump to finally stand up and say, no, that is wrong, and I will not support Donald Trump? What's it going to take? Well, let's think about it, because Trump calls Latinos rapists and murderers, and Toomey sticks with Trump. Trump calls African Americans thugs, and Toomey sticks with Trump. Trump calls women fat pigs and bimbos, and Toomey sticks with Trump. Trump attacks a Gold Star family, and Toomey sticks with Trump. Trump says that Vladimir Putin is a better leader than Barack Obama, and Toomey sticks with Trump. You know, Trump once said, I could shoot someone at high noon in Times Square and it wouldn't make any difference to my followers. I think he was talking about Pat Toomey. Look, Pat Toomey won't break with Donald Trump because they share the same ugly agenda. Toomey just wishes that Donald wouldn't be quite so impolite about it. You know, Pat Toomey started his career as a Wall Street investment banker, and he spent his time in public service helping his rich and powerful friends every chance he gets. And now they're returning the favors. Republicans are pouring money into this race to try to save Pat Toomey. Katie faces a mountain of money and all the advertising that money can buy against her. Now, my view on this is we can whimper, we can whine, or we can fight back. And Katie McKinney is fighting back. That's right. That's what she's doing. Okay, so I like this cheering because it makes the next part easier. And that is, I came here with two asks. Very important. The first one is, we're fighting. Katie's fighting, but we need you in this fight. So please register to vote. If you are new in town, if you have moved, remember, you have got to register to vote. The voter registration deadline in Pennsylvania is October 11th. Get registered. Make sure your family's registered, your dorm mates are registered, your friends are registered. Get everybody registered. October 11th. Get it done. And the second is we need more than your vote. We need you to volunteer. And you got ways to do this. You can sign up at katiemcginty.com. You can sign up at hillaryclinton.com, or this is actually more fun, you can pull out your phone. You can do it right now. I never let anybody in one of my classes pull out a phone, but this you can do. You can pull out your phone and you can text the word fighter at 47246, okay? So text fighter at 47246. We need the volunteers. Because here's the deal. There is just too much at stake in this election. Don't sit back. This is a time when you got to speak out and you got to be willing to get up and act. For me, this is all about fighting for what we believe in. This race is about economics, you bet. But this race is about our values. And I believe that the real strength of coming together is that we get a chance to talk about our values. We get a chance to talk about why we get out there every single day and try to do the right thing, try to move this country in the right direction. You know, Pat Toomey voted against letting people refinance their student loans. Donald Trump ran a fake university to cheat people. But we believe that every kid should have a chance to get an education without getting crushed by student loan debt. That means refinance it. That means debt-free college, and we're fighting for it. Donald Trump and Mr. Wall Street, Pat Toomey, want to repeal Wall Street reform, and they want to let the big banks gamble with our economy. Well, we believe that Wall Street needs real accountability, tougher rules, stronger enforcement, and Katie and Hillary and I will be fighting for it. Yes, we will. Donald Trump and Pat Toomey are both climate change deniers. Think about that. But we believe in science, that climate change is real, that we must protect our kids and grandkids, and Katie and Hillary and I are fighting for it, you bet. Pat Toomey is against an assault weapons ban, and he brags about his perfect record with the NRA. Donald Trump, oh yeah. Donald Trump thinks the Second Amendment people need to take care of Hillary Clinton. Well, I'll tell you what we believe. We believe that parents should be able to send their kids to school without fear that their kids will never come home. That means common sense gun safety laws, and I promise you, Katie, Hillary, and I are all in on this. Yes. Pat Toomey has voted 4 times against raising the minimum wage, and Donald Trump doesn't even think we should have a federal minimum wage. Well, I'll tell you this, we believe that no one who works full-time should live in poverty, and that means raising the minimum wage, and we will fight for it. Katie, Hillary, me, all the way. Donald Trump and Pat Toomey are both union busters, but we believe that good union jobs built America's middle class, and good union jobs will rebuild America's middle class. We're going to fight for it. Donald Trump is Pat Toomey is a longtime advocate for privatizing Social Security. And Donald Trump says he's for cutting Social Security. But we believe that after a lifetime of hard work, everyone is entitled to retire with dignity, and that means protecting Social Security and expanding it, and we will fight for it. Donald Trump and Pat Toomey are both against marriage equality, and they believe a conservative Supreme Court should overturn it. But we believe that everyone has a right to marry who you love, and we will fight for it. Yep. Donald Trump has no problem with women earning less than men. Neither does Pat Toomey. They both support defunding Planned Parenthood. They have both said that doctors who perform abortion should be punished. And I cannot believe that I have to say this in 2016. But we believe in equal pay for equal work and a woman's right to decisions over her own body. Yes. Yeah, you bet. You bet. Yeah. Donald Trump calls African Americans thugs and Muslims terrorists and Latinos criminals. And Pat Toomey still won't stand up and say that kind of hatred disqualifies Donald Trump from being president of the United States. We believe that racism, injustice, and bigotry have no place in our country. We believe that Black Lives Matter. We will never build Donald Trump's stupid wall, and we will fight for it. You bet. Yes. Yes. Okay, I could do this all day. And I may. I'm going to do just one more. Donald Trump and Pat Toomey think that millionaires and billionaires and giant corporations should be able to buy our elections. We believe that corporations are not people. That means reversing Citizens United and getting money out of politics. Yes. Return democracy to the people. Yes. 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 This is it. Look, Hillary Clinton and Katie McKinney are both tough, smart, experienced women who will fight for our values, fight for what we believe in. It is time for us to fight for Hillary and for Katie. Are you ready to do that? Fight for Katie, fight for Hillary, fight for our future.